Your self-sabotage is actually self-protection. So next time you think that there's something wrong with you because, oh, you sabotaged again, I want you to remember that it's actually a perfectly working part of you, because at some point in your life, often when you were younger, you instructed yourself to protect yourself from some perceived danger, right? So as you know, I'm Kai Ashley, and I am here to help you reprogram your mind for greater and greater levels of success. Now, when it comes to the subconscious mind, it goes by the decisions that you've made. Your decisions are very powerful, but a lot of people, they won't make decisions anymore, at least not consciously. You need to be literally decreeing what it is that you choose, what you desire, what you want to see happen. Your thoughts are literally instructions. So if you think this isn't going to work, I'm not going to do very well, I don't know, maybe I'm not good enough, and then you try to do the thing, you're going to protect yourself and wonder why you're in resistance. But it's literally because you just instructed that it's not going to be good, that you're not good enough. So what does that mean? That people will reject you, won't like you, that you'll embarrass yourself again. So of course, you're either going to go into resistance, or you're going to overwork, or you're going to go into perfectionism, which usually is involved in resistance or overworking, because they're both the different sides of the same coin. So what can you do to overcome this issue of self-protection? Well, it's very simple. You get very clear on what you're actually thinking. And rather than trying to gloss over your negative emotions and, just get on with things, you actually spend time with yourself, gorgeous. You get out your journal, or you talk to yourself if you prefer. Maybe you tap as you talk or breathe, but you get out your journal and you talk to yourself. You ask yourself actual questions. Instead of telling yourself that you're stupid for feeling how you feel, that you're embarrassed that you're still going through this. The reason that you're still going through it is because you're not willing to let yourself actually be in it. So listen to this. So when you're not letting yourself be in your issue, you're always thinking, I'm so embarrassed to have this issue. Or you might be thinking, you're so dumb that I have this, or I should be over this by now, or this should be different by now. Instead of just going, okay, well, what is it now? Or what is the actual problem now? You're too busy going, oh yeah, but I shouldn't have it. Okay, so now you have a new problem, which can only be solved by dropping it and looking at the actual problem. Now, remember, the problem is just something that you perceive it. It's the way you're thinking of it. It's something that maybe you're allowing, that you think you can't say no to, that you think you can't change. But it's all in the way you see it. You actually do get to have what you want and do things in the way that you want to do them. And when you learn conscious communication skills, and when you drop the trigger around it so that it feels normal and natural to state what you want, and so you don't think it's unreasonable, you just trust that your desires guide the way, then the universe gets behind you and people agree with you, and you no longer let energy drainers in your life. And you no longer drain other people's energy either. Because if you're the type of person that if you are people pleasing, then you're going against what feels right for you in the hope to make things better. And haven't you noticed that that doesn't even work? It just makes things worse. So you drain them, they drain you. But then what that means is you'll drain other people and get mad if they don't bow down to what you want, because you've bowed down to what everyone else wants. So you think other people should bow down to you. So you let other people drain you. So you have to drain others. But if you just realize that you don't need to save anyone, your job is to be true to you and what feels right to you, and not have a big story around it. So that's where the inner work really comes into play. And you can sabotage, as you know, in so many different areas of your life. But again, it is just protection. So you find out what you're actually scared of, what you're worried will happen, but then your job is to talk yourself around to believing that good will happen. And this is why believing in the universal laws is so essential, because it really teaches you how when you trust and you act from trust, things actually work out because you get more to trust. It's like attracts like. So it's same as when you're listening to that fear thought in your head that says, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, this won't work. And you say, well, I'm not doing that because I'm afraid. That's the wrong voice. We have so many different voices within us, but you're not meant to be listening to the fear voice. And this often comes up with people who sabotage and protect themselves. You're not actually in a conscious relationship with yourself. You're just bullying yourself. You say, oh, you should do this, and I should do this, and oh, I can't believe. And you say all these things that are actually like a bully on a playground, and you're being a massive bitch to yourself. What happened if you actually sat with yourself with presence, with space, and you let yourself talk about your fears? But it's very important you then don't go into analyzing every single reason why it's happening, thinking that's going to solve your problem. Sure, you can look at it but it's meant to be a tiny fraction of the entire process. If you want to learn about journaling, I'm going to put my freebie below. This freebie is going to line out, I think, 7 or 9 things that people do in their journaling that actually causes more problems, and teach you what to do instead. So it's a short little document, but it's really filled with so much goodness. So download this so you can improve upon your journaling. And if you want to take it further, then realize that prioritizing your inner work isn't just something you do on top. It's the foundation for your entire life. It's like if you try to take actions upon fear and you think you need to get other people's authority on what you need to do, then you're going to be building your house on quicksand. You need to learn how to get really clear with what you're really thinking and feeling, and learn how to turn it around. Learn how to talk yourself into trusting. Learn how to really listen to those repressed parts of you that you just think is fear. But it's not just fear. It's an actual part of your personality that has an opinion that you're just shutting down and locking in a closet and telling to go away. But this part of you is pulling the strings, even though you can't hear this part of you because you've locked it in that closet. It's still puppeteering your behavior, sending you into resistance, sending you into overwhelm and overworking or underworking, depending on which end of the spectrum and the coin you're on. So to really get to the bottom of this, you look at what are you scared could happen if you get the thing you want? And it's pretty basic, simple stuff. It's usually, well, I'm scared that I'll be embarrassed. I failed before and I'm scared I'll fail again. And then everyone will know. And then I'll save face and then I'll be alone. Or anything. It could be so many different stories, but it's usually based something around that. It's like, well, what are you scared could happen? And it's like a child's mind, because you are actually traumatized, which is what happens in your body. It's not so much the event. Trauma is an actual term for the stuck emotional energy and opinions, the fractured part of you from when you were a child. You were traumatized, and so that fractures you off, and you were emotionally stunted at certain ages, and maybe not even all of you, because we have so many different repressed parts of ourselves. So it's really important to understand that just because like this part of you is like wanting what you want, you got to get really honest about the little fears that come up when you think about your desires, the little knot you feel in your throat or in your stomach, the sinking in your heart, the little voices that say, no, you won't, no, you won't. And rather than ignoring them, although sometimes once you get good at it, you just say, no, I don't have time for that, and you go on. But still, there needs to be a time and a place where you do bring them up, and then you walk yourself into believing what you want to believe, what you wish was true. And that's what I help my clients do. And when you do this, you actually see greater levels of success. You are shocked at how opportunities come in. And when you take those risks and walk forward in faith, taking those actions that you used to say that you're afraid to do, but then you do it anyway, everything opens up for you. So give yourself grace. Understand that it's not that you're broken or that there's something wrong with you. It's just that you made actual decisions a long time ago that are still running today. So you've got to find out what those decisions were. These are like promises and vows you made. Maybe as a child you said, well, you know, this person or my mom yelled at me when I spoke my mind. So in your little kid's head, you thought, well, that's it. I'm never speaking up again. that has actually shaped your personality until this day. Decisions you made psychically trigger other people to treat you in alignment with those decisions. So you have to get clear on those decisions, those vows, those promises you made, and then turn it around and make new ones and keep remaking them until it sinks into your subconscious mind, which can take a while. So you don't just like get a hit of inspiration. Yeah, I'm going to change my thoughts. And then after, a month when things still are topsy-turvy, oh, it didn't work. No. That is part of it working. When it's still topsy-turvy, your job is to change your reaction to it. If you go into old patterns again, oh, that means it's not working. That means I'm not good enough. You're going to do that. So don't be shocked. Your job is to bring up those fears, those opinions, and then turn it around with love. Now, if you want help doing that, message me. I have plenty of low-cost digital programs, and one-on-one coaching is my specialty. I do 3, 6-month, 1 year, and 2-year packages, and some clients have stayed on even beyond that, because as you ascend through the levels, you're always going to have fears come up, and your job is to flip it around into trust. So you don't need to protect yourself from these imaginary things that you actually could create, though, if you did forge forward with the fears. So it's literally protecting you, because if you believe that people will hurt you and you're terrified and you really, really strongly believe it, but you do the thing anyway, then people will probably attack you because you believe it. And what you believe and deep down expect is always reflected back to you. So it's really, really so important to get a handle on what you're really thinking, so that you keep getting yourself back into trust, back into belief, back into connection with what you're really thinking and feeling. So I'd love to hear, what have been your highlights from this video? Did you get any ahas or light bulbs that maybe either you hadn't considered before, or maybe you'd heard it like 10,000 times and this time was the time that clicked? If so, put it in the comments here, because it helps to integrate it into your system, either repeating it in like repeating me, or repeating it in your own words will integrate it. Plus, if you want to give back, it helps other people to see this video. And also, I love to see you there, because I am creating a community here. And I do have people all around the world who are amazing, creative and spiritual entrepreneurs, business people, lovely, open-hearted weirdos. And I'm here to help you realize just how powerful you are. And the best way to do that is to be able to see you. So feel free to comment, message me to say hi if you ever want to. And just remember that when you sabotage, it's actually coming from a place of protecting yourself. So you've got to discover what's really going on within you, especially those repressed parts that are secretly controlling your behavior, and then systematically change your mind. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. And also remember, you really do choose your own reality. Okay, as you know, I'm Kai Ashley, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.